This is an issue that hits close to home for so many people in this country. I want to talk more to Liz Wahl, who you just saw there. And I think, Liz, shackle is a good word that you use there. I mean, this is something that doesn't leave you. Even if you declare bankruptcy, you still got your student loan debt. Talk to me a little bit about President Obama's plan. I was curious about it. I myself have student loan debt from grad school and undergrad. I don't think I qualify, though.
And I don't either. And that's why people say that President Obama's plan doesn't help enough people.
So who does it help?
Well, it helps. It doesn't go into effect until 2012.
Okay.
And it helps those that have public loans. So if you have any private loans, those people, it doesn't help. And those are the loans that oftentimes are more burdensome because they're not protected by the government and there's higher interest rates on them. But this plan, it doesn't address all those people.
But if you have some government loans, you don't have to be in school right now. You could have gone to school 5, 6 years ago.
From my understanding, I don't qualify. You wouldn't qualify because our loans are in the past. It goes into effect starting next year. So I think it only helps something like 1.6 million students, and there's a lot more people that are in debt in this country right now.
And we just saw you in your report earlier today at the Occupy DC protest just down the street from here. I have visited there several times. We know we have other crews who have gone to Zuccotti Park, to New York. This is a topic that people are talking about. It's not just, you know, Wall Street is evil. It's this system is evil that leaves people with student loan debt that they can't afford to pay back. Even like the guy in your piece who said he has 2 jobs, makes $28,000 a year. I mean, that just doesn't seem. It doesn't seem real.
That's exactly it. Going out there, I'm hearing all these stories about people like that. I mean, people, they're trying to find a way to gain some leverage in this economy, so they'll go back to school. And you know, as I mentioned in my package, the cost of college is skyrocketing over 439% since 1982, 8% up this year.
So the cost of college keeps going up. Does that mean people's educations are getting better?
Well, no, it's just getting more expensive. And in order to afford it, I mean, what do? They take on more debt, and then they get out of college, and then the economy right now is at an all-time high for unemployment among recent graduates. So it's kind of this vicious cycle, and people are suffering.
You know, it's going to be really interesting to see. I mean, when I was applying to college and going to college, college was just something that, you know, in my family, it's what you do because you're going to go and you're going to get a great job and you're going to be able to pay back your loans. But the fact is, going through these last 2 years, since, you know, the economic crisis of 2008 and what we've seen, I guess, 3 years, with these movements across the country with Occupy Wall Street, I am wondering if people are going to be a lot more skeptical, if people are going to apply to college in fewer numbers because, you know, having a job, being able to get a good job is fine, but if you can't pay those loans back, what's the point?
Exactly, and I think people are starting to see that. I mean, there was once this promise: you go to college, you graduate, you get a job. It's a decent paying job. You go and you make your next steps in life. And I was talking to the guy from MoveOn.org that launched that petition, and he was saying that, you know, it's really affecting the lifestyle for people here in the U.S. I mean, people aren't buying homes, they aren't buying cars, they're putting off getting married, they're putting off their life to pay back their student loans, and it's getting out of hand.
It's so interesting when you hear that figure, $1 trillion, because on one hand, to hear that student loan debt has surpassed credit card debt in this country, on one hand, you could say that's a great thing. People are putting more money into their education and, you know, shopping less at Nordstrom or whatever. Hopefully that is what it means. But the fact is, I think it's just that debt is piling up. And when you don't pay back your debt and when you miss payments, that interest piles up as well. I guess I just want to get your take, Liz. I mean, what do these students who you talk to, what do they expect? I mean, do they expect that these loans someday will be forgiven? Or they think the system could change? Are they optimistic?
Well, I definitely wouldn't use the word optimistic. I mean, they're looking at tens, some over $100,000. You're seeing people going to law school and racking up. You see over $200,000, and in the legal field, they're not really hiring right now. So you're hearing a lot of desperate stories right now, and with the economy going the way that it is. we don't really see a solution in sight. President Obama's plan, it helps some people, but definitely doesn't help enough people.
It's so interesting, too, those promises and those lessons that we learned when we were younger. For example, real estate is always a safe investment. Going to college, you will always you know, be able to get a job if you go to college, and especially if you go to grad school. Lawyers, as you say, the legal field is suffering. Even nurses, who you'd think there would never be a shortage of. I have a lot of friends who went to nursing school because they figured, I'm going to have a guaranteed job. That's still not happening. I guess, Liz, last words from you in terms of those who are in college right now, as far as the president's plan and what we can expect.
Well, for those that are in college right now, I mean, speaking from my own experience, definitely try not to borrow because once you graduate, you're going to be faced with the reality of with paying those loans back. So definitely going to college now and the financial burden that goes along with that is something that students need to
really consider when they think about. Certainly an interesting story and an important one, because this is a topic that is really on the radar of so many people as these Occupy Wall Street movements begin to address it more and more. RT correspondent Liz Wahl, thanks so much.
Thank you.